All right, I'm making this quick little video for YouTube for some instruction as far as the life science investigation for lactose tolerance that's put out by the State Education Department in New York State. Quite honestly, the first time I ran through this, I was very confused. My students were even more confused, and I was in on the ground floor of the first time it was really looked at the State Education Department, and I still had some confusion. So I think it's a good time to go through and clarify. Excuse a little bit of right through here. This is the student answer packet that I print them in yellow. Others might just keep them all in white. I chose to keep them separate as a yellow and a blue copy so I could more quickly tell students what they were looking for. This is the student directions. They read okay, but I think it's good to see the actual process to further understand it. So I'm going to make this quick video and we'll see what happens. All right, so in this video, my name is Mike. For those of you that know me, some of you, I'm one of those people, some people like to try and forget. I teach up at South Louis, which is way at the top of the map of New York State, pretty much. And I'm going to be participant 1, and I'm going to use the name of our other bio teacher, which is Lisa, as participant 2, so you can see how this goes back and forth. So what we start out with is 4 different sets that represent 4 different students. So let's say I am going to be this, I guess it's called goldenrod. Okay, and we'll make Lisa, let's make her this color. Most of my students would tell you, why'd you pick those colors, Mr. Comet? You're colorblind. Yes, he is, but he can make do here. Okay, so what each deck contains, and they're all identical, is different alleles, either big L or little l, and each deck, or each individual, will have 4 of each. Okay, so we're not going to include all the cards at the same time, because as you see, and I'll get my sheet here, Mike has at the very beginning, and this individual, each individual will have, at the beginning of each trial, will have a big L and a little l. So 2 big L's, get to my little L's here, and 2 little L's. And we're going to set the others off to the side. And the same is going to be holding true for my friend over here, Lisa. She is going to have 2 big L's and 2 little L's as well. And we'll get to that in just a moment. We'll get to Lisa's results and my results. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take my 4 alleles and shuffle them. And face them and put them face down. And Lisa is going to take her 4, shuffle, and put those face down. So here's both of us. Get our other alleles off to the side here. For trial 1, generation 1, we know that I have 2 big L's and 2 little L's in this pile. Lisa has the same. We both take the card off the top. Boom. I'm going to record mine first. So I have, and it's horrible to write upside down, I apologize, big L, big L. So we're going to return our alleles and shuffle as best we can. I'm horrible at shuffling, I apologize. Shuffle Mike as well here. And this is the randomness of genetics. Okay. And now we're not going to record my data, we're going to record Lisa's data. So we'll take Mike's gene, card off the top, well, or my allele, excuse me, and Lisa's allele, which is little l. That's not going on Mike, this is on Lisa. So if you thought the upside down capital L was bad, watch this. Lisa is little l, little l. So now, to move on to the next generation, I know that all of my cards are now big L's. So we'll get rid of my little L's and put in 2 more big L's. Lisa is a little l, so we'll pull from her deck and put in 2 little l's. Face down, next generation for Mike. Big L, little l. Shuffle up. This is for Lisa. She is now big L, little l. We know now that let's stay with Mike. Mike has big L's and little L's, and I still do have a bunch of big L's. So I got to get rid of 2 of the big L's, bring in 2 little L's. And Lisa is now big L, little l. So we're going to take 2 of hers away, put in some big L's. Shuffle random, shuffle random, shuffle random, as genetics always does. Shuffle random, shuffle random, shuffle random. Start. Back to Mike. Big L, big L. Shuffle random, shuffle random, shuffle random. Thank you, genetics. Mike contributes an L. Lisa contributes a big L. So Lisa stays with that big L, little l. Mike now has big L and big L only, right? So we put all our big L's out, our big L's back. Lisa has a big L and a little l, so nothing really changes here. Shuffle random again. Shuffle random. Doesn't really matter for me because I have all big L. So we know that I'm going to get the big L. Lisa's the determining factor here. She is little l. So now I am big L, little l. Shuffling again. Shuffling again. Let's see what we get. Mike gives big L. Lisa gets big L. So we come back over here. Big L, big L. We know that now my deck has to have big L's and little L's. So you're shuffling out those other cards, and that's all right. Okay, now I have big L and little L that I could donate. Lisa only has big L, so we got to get rid of her 2 little L's and give her all big L's. Shuffle random, shuffle random. Shuffle random, shuffle random. Mike gives little L, Lisa gives big L. So Mike's final here, big L. I told you it's tough to do them upside down. Big L, little l. That looks like big L, little a, I know, but Lisa is all big L's. Keep those the same. Mike is big L, little l. Shuffle random, shuffle random. Lisa gives big L. Mike gives big L. So Lisa stays big L, big L. That's one generation. Now, you're going to start back with big L, little l, big L, little l. In other words, 2 big L's, 2 little L's in the deck. Very much like we have right here. Same thing for Lisa. We're going to get rid of those. And she now has the same thing as Mike. And we do generation 2, generation 3. Then you're going to go in and get some class statistics. It's better for this if you have a large piece of paper or even the chalkboard or whiteboard. and everybody records their data. That way you get class data, not just one person's data, because down here, right there, you have to have the total number of students in the class to go through and do the calculation. I'm going to run through another one and eventually walk through all of this, and I'm going to record some more data here, record some more data with Lisa, and then talk about the actual class statistics and the calculation.